going to be making some tags. What I'm using here is just regular office supply cardstock and clear gesso. I like the clear sometimes because it gives it a little bit of a different texture than the white gesso that I use. I'm going to be using my 3x5 gel printing plate by Gelli Arts. And I'm using the mixed media line of Deco Arts paint for the teal, and then just a heavy body white. And I'm using it as a stamp. I do that pretty often since I've got this, if you watched my other pages. If you look up at the top, I'll link my raindrops page and maybe one other that I actually use this gel printing plate in as a stamp. I'm using the brayer, and then I'm going back with my hot glue stencil. If you haven't watched that video, I'll link it in this one as well. And then I'm just going to play around and pat it out give it some good texture. Now I'm moving on to, this is, I'm assuming you call this like a needle point. You can buy it at Hobby Lobby or any craft supply. You can see I've cut little circles out of it and stuff, but I use that with spray inks. Here I'm showing you where I've actually cut that 8.5 by 11 or 8 by 10 piece of paper into tag size papers using my silhouette, cameo silhouette that I have. So if you have a cutting machine, if not, you can cut it by hand for sure. I'm also showing you some of the little bits and pieces as far as fabrics, ribbons, cardboards. I like to work in a lot of texture. I find that I always love a piece that has a lot of different layers of texture on it. So I took the corrugated cardboard, as you saw, and peeled it back to reveal some of the below layers, and then gesso to give it a little interest there. These are vellum words. Here I'll comment below as to what brand they were. As you watch, I ended up tearing the vellum words that I thought may be appropriate for the tag. They're all kind of Valentine's-y, love you, XOXO, hugs and kisses type sentiments here. I actually do not end up using these. I try a few different things, and I left it in the video because I think it's important to figure out why people choose what they choose. So you'll kind of see in the video, I try different things and then I go back. That hot glue stencil heart there is one that I did in the video. And I actually end up using it on a separate tag. Now that little bronzy color heart was actually a piece of metal, a metal word. I'm getting out some of the stickers that I make for my artwork, and I cut them with my silhouette. I'm getting out some of those because they're hearts. And a lot of times as I'm sitting here and I'm working on a piece, things around me can influence you know, what I end up putting on there. So that was plain canvas that I had purchased somewhere, craft store, and I like to have that on hand because I use that. This is the Color Shots by my mind just completely forgot who that was by, but I'll comment. I'll make sure that it goes in the description below. Funny how your brain can just completely forget what that was. Oh, Lindy Stamp Gang. Woo, there you go. Alright, Lindy Stamp Gang Color Shots is what that was. And here I'm playing with the fibers that I had, the ribbons, kind of seeing what I thought may work. I think I got that. I may have bought that off Etsy, or maybe somebody sent it to me in Happy Mail. And guys, if you would like to send me Happy Mail or something, I love getting it. I just recently got one from Ambi Crafts. She's a follower of mine. She sent me some really cool stuff that I'm going to play with. So just send me an email and I'll be glad to give you my address if you'd like to send me a Happy Mail for me to play with. I'll be glad to do that. And I try to always reciprocate. Depending on, of course, how much I get, I may not always be able to do that. But those little wood veneers, that you see here, I had gotten maybe at Tuesday morning. I really can't remember. But I thought because they were hearts, it kind of went with the whole thing. Well, then I decided that I was going to jump back here on the sewing machine and do a little stitching to stitch the cardboard to the canvas heart. I'm still playing with what I want to go behind that cardboard there, but... And there I'm trying those vellum words to see what I thought, and it never came to be. So... I'm still trying to figure out how I want it to sit. And I'm using the tacky glue, Aleene's tacky glue, to tack down the cardboard and to kind of stick down the ribbon. I mean, not ribbon, but the yarn that I have below it. And then I'm going to attach that wooden veneer heart to it as well. And here's a trick that I've learned too is... You know, you can, the paint rag that I use, you can spray paint. I mean, you can like spray ink it to make it dye to whatever color you want to. So oftentimes I'll have little bits that I've put different colors on to kind of test. So that's what I ripped up. I've used either the tablecloth that I've talked about before, or I've used the muslin. I'm playing with those enamel dots, and I decided I didn't really care for it, so I took those off. But I had a little issue trying to get the ribbon in there. But the point is that you can make your own ribbon. Don't feel like you have to go out and purchase ribbon. If you have some scrap cloth, you can dye it with your spray inks. And it turns out really fun. So, I'm going to show you here some pictures as well. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming by and visiting my channel. If you would, give me the thumbs up and subscribe. Love you and see you soon.